What is up, my most excellent dudes and dudettes? Thank you for joining me tonight on this fantastic evening. What a day to be in crypto. So exciting. These are the just awesome feelings that I had during flu season when everything was so beat down. Looking around for some hope. And there's crypto in my hands. Just ripping. So thank you for joining me, you guys. I had a beverage. I don't know. I'm going to have to go get a beverage. RC Rex, I see you. What's up, man? Jeremy Zoek, Zoish, C90 FTW, Spaceman, V, Crimson Caravan Company, Verily. Ah! That's how, every time. That's how I imagine. Ah! Nicole Administrator, what's up, you guys? Kuzakan, Bump It. Pretty exciting, guys. Here, I think I've solved what a super cycle actually looks like, though. This is a super cycle. Super cycle relative. I think we're not used to this level for crypto, and I've heard I've talked to many people about the original entry points on, like even like Cardano being like $1.50 or $1.30. A lot of people got in, kind of during the expansion of the last cycle, right? I know a lot of people that just kind of caught up with it mid-process, essentially, and sometimes even on the way down. And now hearing that their overall average entry went from $1.50 down to like 50-cent Cardano, that makes all the hope in the world for everyone. Like we can see this technology, as long as we have conviction in it and long-term mindset, you can get over all that stuff. So I don't even know why I have these things. You know what? Apple doesn't let me hear what's going on. So it's all chaos. I wonder, here it is. Ooh. I make sure to have hottie toddies. I like hottie toddies at night. They just get the job done right. But what an exciting time, you guys. Let me know in the chat if this is where we can kind of hang out a little bit more. I definitely try to pay attention to everything that you guys send me as far as projects to watch, because I don't want to miss anything. But we're going to try to get through quite a bit of stuff. I have some deep picks within the Cardano ecosystem, which I am more interested in than just basic, holding of Cardano at this point. But I will have some Cardano to obviously operate on the ecosystem. But I am going to be going over a few projects that have really caught my eye. They have good chart. They have basically a good chart look and a good group of community, a good narrative going for them. So I'm going to be looking at a few things like that. Also going to be taking a look at some absolutely wild wild meme coins. And that winter call, yes, fire. My maple call has been very, very lackluster. But same with what's left of my XRP. There are a few tokens that I have sitting still right now. So let's check out. Let's just get the feel for where the portfolio is at. This may be a bit selfish, but I want to just see where everything's sitting here. Chainlink had a moment where it popped above $16. Watch the price history for today. Yeah, barely popped its head over it. So not much on Chainlink, but the keyword is yet. The thing that I'm excited about is that now that Bitcoin has done what it's done, and by the way, I absolutely love this chart. This charting on Blowfin gives me all the stuff I need here. It's basically what I stick with is fixed range and the MACD. Sometimes stochastic RSI if I'm feeling lucky. Let's see what it looks like here. I want to pull it up. No, I'll do that later. But it's basically what the most bullish thing that I could think about for Bitcoin obviously would be not to jackknife up, because if it just jackknifes up and keeps ripping to like $45,000 within, the very near term, that's where I would see like the potential for it being overbought. But there's a lot of reasoning. There's a lot of mainstream interest, which makes sense. Not really mainstream interest, but seeing that clip from CNBC, that was kind of shocking, honestly, because, CNBC and those types of agencies, they weren't talking about crypto until it was already like too late last cycle. It was a bit refreshing. It was a bit refreshing, and damn me for having hope that maybe us as people, have been vocal enough in calling out the scam of the last few years that they're having to pull back that reign of control. I feel like they notice us waking up, you guys. I think that we're doing an amazing job sharing the message of knowledge outside of traditional fiat, but not only that, but just an awakening in general is happening. And, with that, I had these thoughts about seeing Larry Fink in that flight to quality. And now the Department of Defense with all those releases about their potential use of proof of power, proof of energy spent, proof of work in Bitcoin mining. Just quite a thing to wrap my head around. I always try to just step back and understand where it's going at a whole. Tough to do because there's a lot of moving parts in it, but hearing Larry Fink, a flight to quality, I think a major shift in what these asset managers are going to be invested in is coming. The reason, in my mind, this is easier when I'm just, late night live when I don't have everyone going off. But the reason that I feel this way is because the ESG initiatives and the investments that these firms and these massive multi-trillion-dollar hedge funds were coerced into purchasing are not giving returns. Not even they're basically putting the entire Ponzi at risk that they're running. So finding avenues and systems to actually nanotechnology, biotech, and crypto and AI, that's where the juice and the squeeze is going to be over the next few years. So, when they think about, I don't know, the whole, I know this is crazy to say, but I'm less conspiratorial about this whole process. That wording from Larry Fink, he wouldn't be priming his $10 trillion worth of assets for exposure to Bitcoin if there wasn't a good reason. He wasn't priming them for a letdown, in my humble opinion. If I was that guy, I wouldn't be doing that. So, what's up, Sack Nasty? It's just, it's hard to believe that we might actually be able to have nice things, right? Fiat, obviously not done great for us. And to see Larry Fink leaning this way, we've seen the largest nation not the largest nation, the richest nation in the world, Qatar, today potentially looking at purchasing large sums of Bitcoin. I think it was around 500 billion that they were looking at potentially buying, which definitely would move the markets. The rest of the portfolio here, though, Internet Computer Token did have a little bit of a move, holding pretty well at 511. Avalanche has really stolen the show, you guys. This thing woke up big time after the Bitcoin pump. And I feel that this situation with noticeable L1s that have stayed relevant and that are competitive against Ethereum as the gas fees get higher and higher. When usage goes higher, we're going to see things like Avalanche continue to run. It's up 25% on the week, though. Quite a move with this project. Finally breaking out of the shelf. It built a nice, healthy shelf. Now it's a healthy shelf right there. That's what I always like to... Yes, Avalanche needs to chill. Yeah, let's see what we got from Shake and Bake. Pump to 100K, shake out investors, get to 200, shake out weak hands, buy a bargain price of 250K. BlackRock playing the long game. They control worthless fiat. Yes, that is true. You know, they can rinse and repeat. And honestly, like, you know, my long term, I don't plan to hold, you know, crypto after. I plan to sell it. I plan to sell everything in probably beginning in the beginning of 2025. That's when I actually plan to sell. But then just follow the 4-year cycle. Expect a little less of a pullback. You know, so yeah, that's kind of what I see. I'm just going to kind of go with the flow of the 4-year cycle, man. And nothing really has changed. It's just more money is going to be interested in it. You know, and the market's going to get bigger and bigger. These numbers are going to get more unbelievable as we go. Some other projects. Here is a project I am probably not going to have any left of tomorrow, because I do plan on hammering into some picks that I got in mind here with this XRP holding. And, you know, there's a reason. There's a reason why, before I get everyone mad. But this picture really explains everything. You have Bitcoin just absolutely ripping. XRP is supposed to be the most, you know, regulatory compliant crypto on earth, sitting here with very, very little price action. Very little price action. And it's, yeah, I've gone off on it, how it seems too easy. VRA, I have looked at VRA, but I'll check it out again. I'll check out just the graph on VRA. Maybe do a big, I can't remember. I remember that name. Look at so many coins. It's ridiculous. I got to back out of here. Let's see here. Get a VRA real quick. Because I've heard a few people mention that as well. Let's see. Veracity. That's it. Okay. Let's see here. I'll pull up my screen. I'll do a little zoom in action here so I can get this stuff out of the way. All the useless scammer comments. So it's at an $85 million market cap. Pretty darn movable. Very low circulating supply so far. Let's see here. It's an old coin. Yep, it's an old coin. That's why it sounds familiar. Nice healthy move. Through the very healthy move, honestly. If you look at this, something that sticks out to me about this graph in comparison to the rest of the bull market, I mean, for one, it's waking up. I see this is a healthy sign for an altcoin right now. This is the type of price action for, you know, if you have the mindset of good, juicy entry points and an awakening of the overall interest in it in general. These are the types of patterns that I look at. Just a nice little swoop, you know, it almost looks like a cup when you zoom in a little bit. But this really sticks out to me. Achieved 5 cents at the front end of the bull market, and then the blow off top for this thing well above that 5 cent level at 8 cents. That is pretty cool. I wonder what the tokenomics situation of this is. Let's go to CoinGecko. I think CoinGecko's been doing a pretty good job at putting the actual tokenomics. I should use CoinGecko more often, honestly. I get you so used to the coin market cap, you know. Let's see here. Tokenomics. Yeah, this is the new tab. Data for this unavailable. Maybe Token Unlocks would have it for me. Maybe Token Unlocks. No. I'm going to have to look at that. I mean, overall, the chart sparks joy. The chart sparks joy. I will say that. What is this? I have something. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate this chart. I don't hate that chart at all. Veracity, you know, I got to find a little bit more. I'd find out who knows anything about the tokenomics of the project, because that's kind of interesting. You know, and this is something actually, I mean, this thing obviously came out well below. It's up by 1,000%, but that's on its overall history. This thing released in the middle of 2019. Yeah, I don't hate this at all. Yeah, man, that's kind of an interesting one. I might want to punch this on the watch list there. Let's see here. And now Constellation DAG. Pretty dang excited about this one. I did see that they're rolling out. We'll be covering the little snippet of news on that. They're starting to get really embedded with blockchain education and larger companies. I believe is IBM coming in at 4 cents. Down. If you bought a year from now exactly, you're down by 13%. So the overall on Constellation DAG, just a nice. I mean, this is also what I liked about Constellation DAG is the secondary momentum that it produced. Party Farm, no, you're not. No, you're not. Maybe you were having too much of a party. Yeah, let's have a drink to that. No BS Crypto has done some reviews and deep dives. Do you give a F Dan? Do you give it F Dan? I wonder if I'm going to check out his site or his website, No BS Crypto, to see if he has the tokenomics. I'm just curious about it. It's just an interesting situation to have such an old coin with, let's see here. I'll pull this up. Yeah, it's circulating supply. Interesting. Yeah, only 10 billion of these things are out and 100 billion of them are available. So that begs questions, but I'll definitely check into it more. Let's see here. What else? I mean, other than that, guys, I'm still holding and excited about Maple. I'm excited about that one. It's down a little bit, but don't hate it. But Avalanche has just been ripping. It just is the gift that keeps on giving. I saw some kind of weird news. I mean, we've covered a lot of banks, opening up some doors for Avalanche in the recent past over the last few weeks. But maybe this is the actual reason for the pump. Low latency, high throughput, finite supply. Avalanche Crocs. This is a real post from the Avalanche Twitter. Maybe everyone's just super bullish on Crocs. I don't know. I would never wear them. But I do wear Avalanche. I like that one. If you're holding XRP, you're waiting for the rest of the market to pump. It's like buying Bitcoin now. Talking about how it's going to rip up when really the rest of the market will pump and catch up. Exactly. It's when we see Bitcoin pump the way it has, this move from Bitcoin and it is just absolutely glorious, just lovely to see not only the bears invalidated because, there's a time to be bearish. We had a time to be bearish. That was back at $15,000. Now it appears to me chaos is well returned. The animal spirits are back. So don't ignore the animal spirits when they come back for you. Here we go. This is just the year. I like how it's kind of interesting. This graph, basically you can see super clear. I'll try to zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see. But this is where, we had the banking troubles, all that stuff. Silver Valley Bank and Silvergate, First Republic, yada, yada, yada. They all go down. Then right here, Evergrande in China. China's Evergrande, a beloved little real estate Ponzi that they're running, also begins to fully collapse right here. And again, it just keeps cooking up. And this is the flight to quality that Larry Fink is talking about on the Overscope. It's a large, that word, those 3 words encompass so much that guy I know is paying attention to. He's paying attention to all of these things. They just want to make the best investments in the best location, no matter where, right? At this point, that's in my opinion, there's already $700 billion in unrealized losses for the mid-size, or really banks in general. There's plenty of losses to harvest already. They're in a fix-it campaign, in my opinion. So, when the bears come at you with the doomsday stuff, they're gonna pull some levers to keep their can cooking down the road. That's just what they do. To deny that as the reality of the situation is to literally deny the fact that you rely on oxygen. Here we are. This I found very, very kind of exciting. It also kind of looks like all these altcoins. Google search traffic, this is from DeFi Investor, in crypto is still far away from the 2021 highs. Bitcoin pumping like crazy, and most of the world doesn't even know it yet. Like, right, let me know in the chat. Has anyone hit you up? Has anyone that was on the outside of crypto watching you go through this journey and you know, doing what we have done with crypto, has any of them hit you up and asked you, like, that's good. That's good, Shake and Bake. I'm glad. I haven't had anyone hit me up. Like, I feel like, and I've talked to a lot of people, but most of the people I guess I talk to are in crypto. You know what I mean? I'd love to find them. You found me. You found me. But yeah, this is a great perspective just to keep in mind that we are right on the market boiling back up into the limelight of the public eye. So, and with that, we have some stumbles along the way. I'm sure we'll find. We got this from the block that just came out. The SEC delaying a decision on Grayscale's proposed spot Ethereum ETF into the new year. Duh. Right? Duh. They're going to delay an Ethereum ETF before they get a Bitcoin spot ETF. Right? Like, they're not going to do anything with an Ethereum ETF until, you know, the SEC stuff is figured out. Congress decides if they want to completely take away that regulatory oversight from the SEC, or do they want to kind of meld this new process of how they look at things? Yeah, Piccolo Rick, no. Like, right? None of them. Right? It's the play on Celestia, bro. I up on Celestia. I was literally going to buy it just because it's named after my wife. And she's not named Celestia. Her name is Tia. So I really was just going to YOLO into that thing blindly right when it came out. And I didn't. And I was like, here's the thing. Here's my famous last words from the last few months. There'll be a good pullback, right? I mean, and on some meme coins I'm going to be looking at, we have had that pullback. Celestia has had no such pullback. This is not okay. Someone needs to call the devs because this thing is at $10.93. It's up by 26% on the day. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. And on the 7-day, up by 71%. Guys, oh, my gosh. It's at a $1.6 billion market cap. That is something to keep in mind. You know, we're early-ish. We're going to have a little bit of chop. I mean, what I expect from the altcoin markets tomorrow is some fireworks. Like the Avalanche 15%, whatever it was, up to $26. That's just the beginning. I mean, I think we're going to see, you know, I know that Aptos, SWI, SEI, those have been mentioned by mainstream media over the last few days in a few different locations. So that word spreading, you know, I pray for a pullback too at this point, right? Jay Kelly, yeah, that is a nasty chart. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Unbelievable. And you can see it had the little, you know, it had its little bowl, its little dippity dip, a couple little, look at, that's almost like the Bitcoin double bottom. This looks like when Bitcoin punched down to 25.1 twice and then just ripped on up from there. Interesting to note. Yeah, Celestia. Oh, God, that's a tough one. That's a toughie. And, you know, the same thing with like Caspa. I mean, I'm glad that we mine it at our company, right? Thank God, because, wow, that's been awesome. I didn't buy any, though. God. You know, but then I remember that I wouldn't have bought my entire portfolio into it. What I did do is I bought my entire portfolio into Chainlink, like $5, and that's what I felt more comfortable doing at the time. And I still feel comfortable with that move, but I'm holding that Chainlink now, and I'm going to be adding to my overall portfolio on good, you know, breaths in the market. Breaths in the market are basically what we can hope for at this point. We'll probably have one like we did last halving as well. So let's check out what the other stories are. We have the little delay from the Ethereum ETF, shock. This is also another reason, God, I should have talked about this while I had the Larry Fink and the macro chaos that's going on in the back of my mind. Pending home sales have just hit their lowest level in history. In October, the U.S. pending home sales fell 1.5%, putting sales down 6.6% over the year. This also marks the 23rd straight decline in U.S. pending home sales. To put it in perspective, pending home sales are more than 10% below what they were in 2010. That was a bad moment in the housing market, right? They are also 3% below the pandemic low when the global economy was locked down. That's perspective, right? Remember how shut down everything was. And right now, our current situation is 3% lower than that as far as pending home sales. Not well. There are also more, looking at the mortgage demand, it's lowest since 1994. The housing market is coming to a complete stop. And when you see something like this happening, I acknowledge the fact that there are going to be large levers pulled by the powers that be to adjust the situation, to correct it, right? So stop buying August next year. That's, I feel like buying until like May, June. We'll have the halving like April 17th, right around maybe April 20th. And then have the summer. Historically, what we've seen is a little bit of a haircut after the halving. So, I'm going to be watching the summer for a good, pullback, but we could be going into the halving at an all-time high. Like, it's not crazy to think about that. When you back up and look at this Bitcoin chart, I'll, let's go to the all-time just for this perspective. This is not that far away from its previous all-time high, you guys. Like, yeah, I do expect a slowdown, but it came down quick. It's coming up real quick too. That's the way she goes. Life comes at you quick. And this would not shock me to be, $60,000 Bitcoin when it does hit that halving. And then that 20% haircut only gets you, 10, 15 off. 10, 15 off right now. That would be max pain for bears. I've heard it mentioned after I brought it up. If it pulls back to 45 after the halving, ouch for people that have been fully battened down the hatches, not interested in the market until they see just absolute chaos. And this is coming from someone who's been a perpetual pepper for majority of my life. So, I think I'm pretty used to the doom and gloom news and what actually, moves things. I don't know. The whole health scare really isn't working. Have you noticed the new one's not working again? The things that they've done in the past are really not shaking the crypto barnacles off of the ship of glory. They will not shake me off. So now let's get into some pretty degenerate picks. We're going to be going over some BRC20 tokens. We're going to be going over some Cardano ecosystem tokens. And we are going to look at some meme coins. So with this, let's get into it. This is from Connor on Chain. DeFi on Bitcoin is heating up. You don't want to miss a BRC20 bull run. 15 innovative projects from him, but really the top few have been ones that I've been watching already. This is Track. Track market cap is 83 million. Current price $392. Let's hop on over here, see what, because I would reckon this thing has been melting face. And there it is. Oh, yeah, and this is the origin trail. This is the one. We've looked at it, I think, this week. Yeah. Yeah, this is, and this is a very, in my opinion, guys, that's a healthy altcoin chart. That's the type of stuff that I like seeing. BRC20s, very new concept, but they did have a moment. And this one in particular has been around for quite a while, and it did not miss out on the previous, Bitcoin bull run at large. Then we have this one, Bitmap, partner with Bitmap. This is what they're doing over at Track. Ghosty Cash. This one, very, very degenerate. Very low market cap. $8 million market cap. First cross-chain DEX, which enables private BRC20 swaps. Now, this is the same vibes that I got out of Thorchain Rune before it absolutely melted everyone's face, well beyond what the market's doing right now. We'll show you what Thorchain Rune did, but Thorchain Rune offered the same. This is more for just for BRC20s, but I'm not discounting BRC20s on their moment in the sun during this next few years. They are going to have their moment in the sun. It's already started. So here's Thorchain Rune. Now, I brought this thing up about 8 months ago, and there you go. Absolutely disgusting. Probably one of the most bothersome charts in a good way out there in crypto for me personally, because it was a crucial crypto pick that I put a lot of work into, a lot of research, and then, I was still insulated into Bitcoin, and I chose to I YOLO'd everything into Chainlink. I didn't put a cent into this thing. The move on my entire bag, great. A small allocation of this thing, though, would have been absolutely insane. So that's a small miss for me. At least I was able to bring it up before the chaos of it begins. But this type of project, Ghosty Cash, gives me the same vibes as just kind of like in my mind, the BRC20 version of it. So that is something I'm watching. The rest of these, I'm going to have to look into more, I like things that have narratives that just grab me by the gusto. You know what I mean? They get your goat going. Yeah, that's just personally what I do. And yeah, Veteran Crypto, let's take a look. Veteran was bringing up Casper to me, and I was waiting for a sign of life, and it's alive. It's alive. What do we got here? 4.3 cents. Not bad. And it really had a great day, up to 5 cents today, up 18% on the day as of right now. It is shaving off a little bit, but that's the sign of life that I really wanted to see. And, even, after this, even if we just punch around here for a little bit, I'm down with it, because that's the kind of wake-up call that I like to see in projects to really, when you think about it, when you're getting ready for the, rest of the people that are going to be later to crypto, during this market resurgence, then, they're going to be looking for things that have signs of upside potential. And this type of chart is basically what I'm looking for out of it. And it's not a bad year. I mean, obviously you have the initial release. Looks like ICP, but guess what? I bought a lot of ICP. Got to wonder about if it faced that same leveraged God mode, synthetic future situation that ICP experienced from Alameda at this time frame. But good on Casper. I'd like to see this thing waking up. It has a little bit of a downside slope on it. Let's check a few other things before I get too far down the road here. I want to check if Jesus has come back for me, because I know he will, because he always does, because he got my back. Oh, man. Like, this little shelf right here is basically all I can hope for a... I mean, it's a meme coin, so it could, go very, very down. But, I mean, I don't know. From what I've seen from this project, like, it's had the most non-bot people I've ever seen on crypto Twitter talking about it. And I don't hate that everyone's talking about Jesus. Don't hate that at all. And now we got Trump coin. Let's see here. I want to see, because I was wanting Trump coin at around like a 10, maybe a $15 million market cap, because Trump's coming back. Trump's coming back. So what do we got here? It's at $18 million market cap right now. I'm not really watching the price on these things, more so as the market caps. Those are what really matter to me. In general, yeah, though, it is trying to chop in this accumulation zone. Had a nice spike down right here. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit so we can see that. But was watching this when it unfolded, was trying to get down to the shelf. Didn't happen. Popped back up, trying to accumulate in this range. Not horrible, though. It only an 18 mil. So those are the kind of hyper degen things on my mind. Now, moving on to this list that I found is very comprehensive on some of the hottest BRC20s. I've been following them for, I think, about a year now. couple stick out, and for obvious reasons. Ordi is definitely on my top to get list. Wait for a pullback, famous last words. Where is the market cap? Because let's keep that in context. What can I expect? Where can I expect to get into Ordi at a good, juicy entry point? That's the juice here. That's what we're looking for. Good Lord. Is that a $1.3 billion market cap? Oh, my lordy. Oh, my lordy. Oh, my lordy. Yeah, we're going to have to wait for a nice pullback on that one. Sats, also well-known track we just talked about. Pepe. I do, it's been on my mind to get a Ordinals Pepe. And, it's snowing. Where are you at, Sack Nasty? It's snowing outside. Oh, man. I don't miss Colorado. I used to be, my knee would like lock up. It would freaking, every time it got cold, I could feel it in my foot. So, but hope you're staying warm. You know what I mean? Snow is kind of magical for the Christmas time too. You got to have that. Now we have this. This is the educational thing I was talking about with IBM and Constellation DAG. Joining the DigiFoundry DAO education and certification program, they share governance with Microsoft, DAG, obviously IBM, and the Blockchain Academy, and BioCrowd. Kind of an interesting little development for it. And I did have, oh man, there's so much I want to cover. Project Iron Spider update that it's still moving along and looking well. It's a project that the Constellation DAG team has been working on with the Air Force. And Space Force, for that matter, for encrypted data communications. After reading through the whole, kind of angle, I can understand. I mean, I don't. There's so much that I don't understand, but the main real applicable use case that I could see for it is real-time communication between F-35s and drone systems when they're deployed, and having that done in a secure way. So. As I see drones and those kind of more advanced aircrafts be introduced, those types of systems are going to be sought after. It's a moonshot, man. I mean, even if they get close and they, are like kind of like the building block for this program, I see a lot of potential for DAG. I see a lot of potential from it, and it's good to see that IBM is still working with them and having them kind of lead up the blockchain side of this, educational rollout. I'm all for it. Now, here's the Solana ecosystem. This, I'm just hopping into, let's see what we got here. Solana, oh, God, hell no. Hell no. Helium. Let's see if Helium has died yet. I got scammed by, what was it? It was like a Standard America or something like that. Yes, there is a Discord, and our Discord is lit. Check the link in our description from Boston. Yes, the weather's confusing. In Colorado, you would be like freezing sheets of ice in the morning. And then by the afternoon, it was like hot. And you would leave your sweater wherever you were, and you would have clothes everywhere you spent time at because you had to wear so many different layers. Oh, man. Also, oh my gosh, there's a pretty big storm system that is brewing. I get sidetracked just getting to know people in the basement. Maybe it's just that I literally pull way too many stories and try to cover everything every day. But let's see here. Here it is. Yes, let's go to this. So this is from Reed Timmer. He's a very, very accurate over the last year kind of weather analysis person, talking about a large storm from the Euro model on Sunday this last weekend that's moving into the eastern U.S. I'm down here in Georgia, so I think it's kind of, swirling past me. It looks like, gosh, this thing, he's worried about the backside of tornadoes with it. He's a storm chaser, but I've heard of a couple other weather people kind of freaking out about that thing. So watch out for that. I got kind of sidetracked on weather. Yeah, in Massachusetts, man. I've been to New York. I haven't spent much time. I've got a lot of family in Fargo. That place is an ice shelf, absolute ice shelf, desolate land. But people are heart of gold You know what I mean? Heart of gold. So let's see what else. I'll make sure that I didn't miss anything major from earlier today. Covered Patrick McHenry. We're losing Patrick McHenry in the Congress. He's very, very pro-crypto, so that sucks. But yeah, let's see where helium is. I'm just curious to see. God, I'm very upset with helium. I try to get many miners. Well, just two miners, not many miners. Oh, wow. 13% day. Look at you. Okay. What are you trying to wake up? What are you trying to stay alive? Unbelievable. $450 million market cap as of right now. Down bad through the bear market. Had really no signs of hope for quite some time. Spent some time at $1.50. Now sitting at $3.18. Not horrible. At the hype of helium, I remember those things were, it was like $50, and there were some people that were early on that actually were able to get a hold of the early good miner blocks that made out pretty well. But yeah, that's time for milk sandwich. Maybe it's always good to have a little extra. Piccolo Rick, you have a serious flock of yardbirds, good sir. That is a lot. I think it was chickens and ducks and all this stuff. I've been killing all the extra chickens so I don't get overwhelmed, but there are, I got some that are out there. Milk. Let's talk about milk. Let's go into, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah. Helium, hate you. Maybe though, if you guys like super risk averse, helium, I'm not interested in it for personal reasons, because they jammed me. They scammed me, man. So, and it wasn't helium. I'll clarify. I think it was Standard America. SP North America. That was it. SP North America. Yeah. And then I messaged Voscoin and he just totally ghosted me. So that was dope. Thanks, bro, for that. So here's the taptools.io. This is where we can degen out deep into Cardano and its ecosystem. Talking about LenFi, this is on my radar to a degree. I do hold a little bit of AGIX, so I will be definitely adding more to the AGIX position. But here are the ones that are really on my mind. Here's what's on my mind. It is milk. Let's go to a little bit of a larger time frame so we can see this thing forest through the trees type situation here. So milk is waking the F up. And it's got a very limited supply. It's like 10 million, I think, on this token. But very low market cap. Very movable. It has a healthy, in my opinion, healthy graph. These are higher lows created. And that's what I see. If I'm looking at it over the past few months here. Let's see if I can pull up the week. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it obviously came out and it was hot. It was hot to trot. Then drop back down. But the nice thing to see is a resurgence and more of a healthy graph being created afterwards on milk. So it is a project that I am looking at. It's in general, it's a supply and a healthy looking graph. And I feel like, ADA is going to be around. It's going to be a mover. There's going to be people that are going to be looking for more aggressive plays within that, just as myself, just a little bit later on in life, probably a year from now. And so, positioning in, just a small allocation, just a little bit, it doesn't have to be anything more than like a 1%, maybe a 0.5% even of the overall portfolio, but having exposure like that to milk is good. C3 Charlie, another one that is looking pretty darn healthy right now. So, with this one, again, it's going to be a smaller allocation than my milk allocation. It's diluted market cap is at 43 million ADA. So obviously, that's not $43 million. It's like, $20 million probably right around there. Oh no, it's probably actually more than that. It'd be more like 25 mil. Where is ADA right now? God, I got so used to it being 30 cents. Stop paying 42 cents. Unbelievable. These prices are too damn high. 42 cents. Yeah. So C3 right there at about 20 million market cap, but very movable graph, and it's an Oracle. I was talking about building an aggressive bag of Oracle competitors. Pyth within the Solana ecosystem is within that realm as well. You got your own coin and didn't tell me C3. Charlie? Is Charlie in the chat? I wonder what that means. Let's see here. So, Pyth. We're talking Oracle competitors. Pyth came out swinging real recently here. It's all-time graph. It doesn't give you much data. It's less than a year old, or a month old, rather. And really, yeah, it's been in a pretty tight accumulation zone. $687 million market cap. But that's a Solana-specific Oracle. I think Solana, again, with Cardano, is going to be, it's going to be ripping. So, yeah. One more thing. This is a little hectic. Not gonna lie. This one is a little hectic. I understand if you spit your drink out, but I'm gonna buy some snake. Look at this terrible chart. Do that real quick. No, that's just the initial release. So this is an initial release of snake. You can see on the left-hand side of the screen, and it has been just, downward until it's not. And now it is waking up. I like how this thing just works with me like that. Hit its lowest low, right? And other than release, and has now got some very healthy volume showing on SNEC. It also has a physical product. I drank the drink and it made me feel like I was going to have a heart attack. So maybe not the best drink, but they have a physical product. And, I'm a fan of Cardano. I just want something a little bit more aggressive within that ecosystem to really get a good bang for my buck. So, yeah, I understand that Cardano, it's going for a lot. Charles Hoskinson, he's trying to work with regulators, and I sometimes worry that he is overly optimistic to their listening to him. Sometimes I worry that they might be kind of tricking him into, thinking that he's got a chance. It's just, it gives me a weird feeling sometimes, but I know that the project is strong and that DeFi ecosystem, it's going to be utilized. People are going to be looking for those types of aggressive plays. And, with that aggression, they're going to be looking for higher upside potential. And the last thing that I'll look at tonight is, I've talked about it in the past, never like hyper in depth, always kind of just lumped it into the ICP conversations, but Stacks has absolutely been tearing it up. Just pulled this tweet from, I think it's a Pudgy Penguin. I like people with Pudgy Penguin profiles. For some reason, I don't know. Ignas DeFi Research. Stacks ecosystem tokens are pumping, obviously, as we've all seen. Alex Lab, though, within that market catching up with 3 major innovations. Stacks Nakamoto release will reduce transaction speeds from the current 10 to 30 to 5 seconds. So 10 to 30 minutes to 5 seconds. So that's a good speed up in transaction speeds right there. Stacks Bitcoin non-custodial trust minimized Bitcoin peg that allows smart contracts to write back to Bitcoin. Big. That is big. Maybe. I don't want to say it in the chat. I'll look at it. I'll see what it is. William, I promise I will. And I appreciate the super chat. But I got to be careful that sometimes even if I accidentally show a rug graph, then people might be watching and, they would, God, they're coming at me. Interesting. I wonder if they're real people. Blink if you're real. That's weird. They're coming out. This is also, that's another telltale sign that the markets are brewing back up. You'll see, and I can't say exactly, if they are. Thank you for leading the, but Crimson Caravan, appreciate you. But the more the markets heat up, the more that you're going to see these large, wild pushes all in concert. And as I said, Michael, I will absolutely check it out for you here. But that'll be after the stream, and just make sure that I'm doing the community right, because you never know. We've had a rough bear market, and I've dealt with a hell of a scammer, so very cautious. Stacks, man. Let's see where I want to see where Alex is too. These are two pretty interesting projects here, and I am a fan. The thing that comes to my mind about Stacks and ICP is that, yeah, we have Ethereum and all this stuff, but which crypto is known more by the world? It's Bitcoin, right? If they can build with smart contracts on Bitcoin, they're going to do it. It's been around for longer. It's more proven. It's more decentralized. It's just the way it is. Ethereum, yes, it's got many shiny things that were useful, but things change, right? Netscape used to be the big internet deal, right? No one knew about Alphabet or Google, So, I think about that, and I think about the potential for advancing the largest crypto asset on Earth rather than all the surrounding ecosystems. Don't get me wrong. I'm investing in the surrounding ecosystems, but I don't want to miss out on the potential move. And yeah, it's not a potential move. It's happening. It's Bitcoin smart contracts. Here's Stacks. Absolutely crushing it on the month, up 71%. Not too bad. It's right. Oh, that's interesting. So it looks like yeah, okay. So this 54, where is this? This is at $1.14, $1.17. Interesting to see this. Okay. So yeah, I'm seeing the higher lows in the macro sense through the bear market here. That's good. It had the good reversal. Upward momentum for sure. Double top with the secondary top being higher, healthy. Not too much higher, but Bitcoin didn't go too much higher either. And like I said, this is really, over this time frame, not as deep of a correction, but that upside was pretty much correlated with Bitcoin's increase on the secondary blow-off top last cycle. You got higher lows on this kind of bear market, crab market walk that it's been on. Absolutely woke up and chose violence here. Now we wait and see if we get a small correction. Now, where that correction, in my mind, I'd be looking somewhere like, I'd be hammering in at like 80 cents. But this thing in the short term, within the year, not too terribly long ago, was at 46 cents, which is why this graph looks so chaotic. But if you look at it on the year, not too terribly crazy. And it's at a $1.6 billion market cap right now. Still pretty darn movable, honestly. So let's see if I can find this Alex token. I think this is the guy. Let's see here. Yeah, this is it. It's built DeFi services on top of Stacks. So it's going to be in concert with that project. It's a newer, this is that's exciting. $112 million market cap. That's juicy. That's movable. That is movable. That would be one heck of a thing. So, thanks for, punch the Discord in there. I don't know. What happened to Piccolo Rick? Someone killed Piccolo Rick. Piccolo Rick, blink twice if you're alive, man. God dang. But yeah, Alex probably going to make a move. Man. Like I'll check it out. I'm not gonna make that call till I actually check it out. So I'm no harm to you. I like real people. If you're real, I like as long as it takes. I give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe too much, right? As the past few months or past years with. Sometimes I just give people too much benefit of the doubt. Not really though. I just don't say it out loud. So here's the other stuff that I'm going to be looking at tomorrow more in depth with the bejesus. LendFi is another lending. It's a lending protocol within Cardano that has definitely sparked my attention. This is the same concept. Well, not exactly the same concept, but the lending firms that have stayed solvent, towed the line, and done the right types of things, in my opinion, are hyper bullish because they didn't overextend themselves. They showed to investors that they didn't make the same mistakes that Celsius made. And this thing has an extremely healthy long-term chart. This is on the weekly. And that's LendFi basically it's lumped in. Like I have my Maple play. That's more of like my Ethereum based, like potential lending sneaky pick, right? Then this would be my Cardano lending protocol sneaky pick. Yeah, so, I'm thinking about that one. Really, really small project. It only has 8,000 holders. Market cap of 120 million ADA, right at about, let's say, $50 million. So that's a ball we can kick far down the road. Please do a review on Mass Token. I'll check it out. I like this. Send me, and I don't want to shut down and not hear about new things. I'll check them out. But you are at risk if it doesn't spark joy. I make it very clear because we got to find the good stuff here. I was learning and just watching crypto, deep dives and YouTube videos last cycle, the beginning of the last cycle, actually before the last cycle really even kicked off. And, there's some things that people get a little bit ahead of themselves on. I like to have a good confluence of the narrative being there, the investors, the use case, the attention, but also the graph. It's got to be a confluence of things that really come together for me to feel like hammering in on it. So far, the one thing I will say about Maple Finance is it doesn't have the best tokenomic setup at all. Could be just something that I hold in the shorter term. You know what I mean? Understanding that, because last market, I know Chainlink had a large unlock right at the kind of kickoff of the bull market, which really, even though Chainlink accomplished what it did, it could have done a lot more if those token unlocks didn't release at the velocity that they did. But the reason why I felt good about it kind of moving forward after that large unlock happened, and that's the same type of large unlock that I was talking about with TIA, Celestia token. It's going to unlock like crazy in Halloween of next year, 2024. But Chainlink now has this set schedule, 7% a year. So it'll be around 75% of total supply out by then. Really doesn't move the buck much. What really moves the buck for Chainlink is it actually has real partnerships and processes going on with Swift. Stole the thunder right out from XRP's wings with that, man. Because that was like the whole thing. XRP, the whole rumor, it wasn't really a rumor mill. There were actual people that were going to and from Ripple, from pretty important, I think there's some people from Bank of International Settlements, Rosa Rios. You had all kinds of overlap with XRP. It is very interesting to think about, but, I've been holding on long enough and I got in at 17 cents. So I don't feel like I'm missing out. And I really don't think that XRP is going to be I don't think XRP is going to hit $500. I don't. I just don't think that's going to happen. It would have to survive for 5 cycles for that to happen. And really the best that they've got as far as admitting what the potential use case would be for it is literally an instantaneous transfer. It's not some place where people are parking and holding the value, holding the tokens, acting like it's some proof of stake even. It's just it's a money transmitter communication system. It's if I want to, and the way that they've explained it as of recently, it was Rosie Rios came out herself and said that. So, man, I'll check it out. R3A, but like I said, if I hate it, I hate it. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter what kind of burn you have, even if you roll it into the whole ecosystem, every reflection token ever has gone to zero. Yeah, those can be rough situations. So just keep that in mind. We're seeing a lot of the only reason I bring up the Trump and Jesus coin, meme coins, is because they are such awesome, huge subject matters that I think are coming back to pop culture in a big way, and they just won't go away. I think those are mainstay. So it's kind of fun for me to think about and look at them in the long term. But yeah, man, I really think that we're positioned in the right timing. As long as we're Bitcoin dominance, obviously I wonder what the Bitcoin dominance has gotten up to recently. Let's see here. It's only at 53%. That is not bad. 53% Bitcoin dominance. The thing that's
kind of worrisome here. Well, not kind of, a lot of anyone that, it's been in crypto. Greed, extreme fear and greed index is at an 82 in extreme greed. Just moved into extreme greed. So with that in mind, you're going to see some people take profits on Bitcoin, but you're also going to see that influx into good, aggressive layer ones that have kept the limelight on ourselves. And shout out to our mods in the chat. You guys are amazing. I can't keep up with all this stuff at this point, which is a great problem to have. Yeah. We started this channel with like a very tight-knit group. We're all on Twitch, man. Now we're starting to grow. And this is a good aggravation to have. You know what I mean? I look at the silver lining on every mushroom cloud. So shout out to you guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. Unless institutions hold XRP and there's a shortage in the market. Yeah. It's hard to, it's like that conversation then, because Congress is in control of what can be minted a currency. If they're holding it, if they're holding XRP, I mean, they could, it's not like Congress has any intention of Bitcoin holdings. I'm trying to find like a comparative situation to find that reasoning. It's kind of tough. And like the Fed now volatile relationship, it is using Ripple technology, but it's not using XRP token, right? That's like, where's the buying pressure from the XRP token? And not to mention, we got to face the fact that the IPO is going to take some buying pressure away from the token. I think that where a better move would be for me in my XRP, I got it for 17 cents, right? So I'm fine as far as profits. But I think more aggressive ones, like even within that same niche, ISO 2022 or 20022 would be Casper. You know what I mean? That chart looks way more exciting and upward potential than XRP to me. So yeah, I mean, that's just, and like I said, I've been looking at it for years. I've been talking about it for years and covering it for years. And at the, where we are in the markets right now, it feels like someone's like half there. Yeah, someone's got like the lights half on in the hotel room tonight. So, what's up, M Vino? Bagarosi, if your crypto portfolio is not going to blast off, then don't hit that like button. That's right. And if your crypto portfolio is going to melt face and you're going to drive your neighbors crazy with dune buggies at the peak of the next bull market like I am, smash the like. Smash that like. But with that being said, you guys, I went way over the last 3 times that I've done live streams, so I'm going to keep it to an hour tonight. But I appreciate every single one of you out there in the chat. Red Elephant, Crimson Caravan Company, Bagarosi, Veteran Crypto, Mvino, Nicole Minas Tater, Sack Nasty, Crimson Caravan Company, Shake and Bake, Matthew Latris. Y'all are awesome. You're absolutely awesome. And I appreciate every single one of you. R3A, I'll check it out. No guarantee on a full review, but I will check it out and see if it's worth further investigation. Absolutely. So appreciate all of you out there, and just keep spreading the message, man. We need to wake up these people that don't know Bitcoin is absolutely tearing the roof off of traditional finance right now. And beyond, if they get extra curious about how traditional finance is at risk of an implosion, send them to the blockchain basement. Let's get some baseline understanding of why it is a problem, what's going on in banks, and why we are looking at the solution in the blockchain basement. Let's get this word out. Lev, every single one of you out there in the chat. And I'll be seeing you guys very shortly in the morning. Take care.